These are the antler flies. They're really super aggressive, as you can see. They are always fighting each other, but they'll fight anything that lands on the antler. Other flies, things that are like 10 times their size, beetles. When I first got here, I spent about 3 weeks searching for antlers in the woods, going off the trail to places that moose density is really high. Unlike deer, which will drop their antlers in these big antler sheds, and you can sort of go to one place and find a whole bunch of antlers, moose drop their antlers kind of randomly. And so I've had to travel around and just sort of blindly look until I found antlers, which was hard. Yeah, so an antler is about good for 4 or 5 years after falling off. The maximum that an antler fly has ever lived is about 30 days. I've never had one live that long. They mostly live about 15 days, but the whole life cycle takes about a year. But the thing that I'm really curious about for antler flies is I spent 3 weeks looking for antlers, and I did find a couple, but they're really far dispersed and randomly, and nobody knows how antler flies find new antlers. Like I said, an antler will only last for so many years, 4 or 5 years, and after that they all have to go and colonize a new antler. And so for such a tiny creature to cover all that ground, they must have a really good sense of smell or something to find new antlers, and I wish I had that sense of smell.
Is that something you're trying to study or figure out?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'd like to look into next summer. I have a couple different ideas. One is sort of put a bunch of antler flies at one central antler with sort of a bullseye of other antlers radiating out, and seeing, how many individuals make it to each radiation of the bullseye, and which individuals. The other thing, which is maybe a little bit more grotesque, you can like paint over a fly's eyes and it won't be able to see. You can cut off their antennae and they won't be able to smell. And I'd be interested in doing one or both of those things to see, is one of them or are both of them critical senses for them finding antlers. If I release them out in the woods and they can't see but they still have their antennae, can they still smell their way to an antler? I think some people find it a little bit isolating to be out here, and it certainly is that, but I don't mind it. I'm really glad to be here with just sort of the 10 to 15 of us that are here at any time, and to get to live in such a beautiful place. My cabin is just overlooking the lake, and there's trees everywhere. It's not like this in Ottawa.